What is going on, Kyle? We are back for UFC 272. We got a big card to get to, but first, we got a little housekeeping. First, how do we do last weekend? I know we crushed it. What was our final tally?
What was it? 13.5 units, something like that?
Yeah, and that includes some highway robbery.
Yeah. If Kim won that fight, we would have been plus 20-ish units on the night. And that decision, I still can't believe it, honestly. It was one of the worst decisions I've ever seen.
Yeah, more than double the total number of significant strikes than Cachoeira, and they're like, nope. Actually, yeah. I think if Cachoeira didn't cut up her cheek as bad as she did, she loses that fight.
Which when Cachoeira was being aggressive and hitting her with those elbows, Cachoeira was still getting pieced up.
Yes,
and still was getting rocked, and people were acting like Cachoeira was winning. It was unbelievable. And then I have a bone to pick with some people in the MMA community, especially MMA writers and handicappers specifically. Because this week I'm seeing every single handicapper, every single MMA writer being like, oh, don't get all up in arms when a decision doesn't go your way because sometimes the ball bounces to you, sometimes it bounces the other way. It's like, no, fuck that.
Yeah, if they
we
get
got
it wrong,
it right.
Yeah. If they get it wrong, you should be mad every single time.
Right. This is a sport. When we watch sports, we get upset. When the flag goes against the Giants that shouldn't have been thrown, I get fucking pissed.
Yeah.
Obviously. And when the ball does bounce the Giants' way, or when it bounces my way in MMA,
you get pumped. You're like, oh, we got away with one.
Right. That's how sports are. We're not none of this soft, oh, yeah, I guess it didn't bounce. No. No, absolutely not. No. I will raise arms every time. As you should. Because
yeah, go ahead.
Because we were right. And when
you're absolutely right.
Yeah, we should have got paid.
We should have got paid, but a lot of people in the Discord did make a shit ton of money with us this weekend.
A ton.
I think we're up to about 150 people now.
It's 150 on the dot.
150 on the dot. And it was really a lot of fun watching fights and just talking shit with a bunch of people.
It was a ton of fun. And one of the coolest things I thought about the Discord and having the Discord was we opened up tips, and everyone who tipped us got paid out more than they tipped us. Because I took their bets and placed it on a little parlay early in the night, and it hit. So I 3x'd the money, which I have our description of what we do with the tips in the Discord as well.
Yeah, so definitely go check that out if you like winning money and making money, and let's get into it.
Let's do it.
So, first fight on the card, Dustin Jacoby is minus 200 going up against Michael Olajeshuk. He is plus 170 on DraftKings. Jacoby is 8,600, and Olajeshuk is 76.
This is a tough fight.
This is a tough fight, and it's a very good fight to start the card off with. Usually, the first fight in the early prelims is like dog shit. This is high-quality entertainment here, and I think Dustin Jacoby gets the win here.
Yeah, it's two fighters that are on the up. I agree. Yeah. If it was straight up, I would say Dustin Jacoby's the pick, but minus 200 is a little bit too much for me. I do think, though, he's probably the better fighter, better everywhere. Olajeshuk might be a little bit faster, might be a little bit more athletic. But other than that, Jacoby looked really good in this last fight.
Yes, he did. That's why I like him to win here.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if I'll place a bet on it, but I can see that side for sure.
Minus 200 is a little steep for what you're getting, but I still think he wins. All right, moving on up the card. This is another one that I like in Devonta Smith going up against Ludovic Klein. Devonta Smith is minus 170. Klein is plus 145. And then on DraftKings, Smith is 8,500. Ludovic Klein is 7,700.
Yeah, I think I'm leaning Klein. Slight dog.
Ooh, that's bold. Because we have fallen for the Ludovic Klein trick.
We did
a couple times.
We got burned in his last one against Nate Landwehr, where I still can't believe how that fight turned out. Ludovic did not look good at all.
No.
But this is a way different matchup. Devonta Smith is a striker, just like Ludovic.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have the pressure game that Nate Landwehr has. He likes to sit outside. He's got a long reach. He's got a stinging 1-2. But I think if he likes to play the outside game, that's Ludovic's game as well. The end of his punches is going to be Ludovic's kicking range, and we all know Ludovic's head kick is unbelievable.
It's vicious.
Oh, yeah. But it's a tough fight. I think maybe the under might be a good play.
I like it.
I'm dog or pass with this one, too, because Devonta Smith has been knocked out a few times.
Yeah, he's a little chinny. But I don't know if I'm ready to go back to the well on Ludovic just yet.
Yeah.
I think this is definitely a pass.
I can see that.
All right, moving on up the card. We got Tim Elliott. Pretty big dog here for who he's going up against. I think people see the Dagestani name here and they hammer him. We got Tagir Ulanbekov at minus 230. And then on DraftKings, Tagir is a staggering 9K. Tim Elliott is 7,200.
Yeah, so this is one where I initially, when I saw this come out and I saw the odds, I was all over Tim Elliott.
Yeah.
Did some tape, all over Tagir.
Really?
This is a bad matchup for Tim Elliott. Tim Elliott, where he falters in fights is when he could get controlled in the wrestling. That's what's going to happen here. Tim Elliott he has some nice scrambles. We saw Tagir struggle a little bit against Nascimento in some scrambles, but Nascimento is really good, I think. That's going to be a better win in the future. I think Tagir is going to be too much. That wrestling game that all those Dagestani guys have under Khabib is hard to beat.
I agree. I'm dog or pass on this one still. The line is a little too steep for me on who's this. Tagir is essentially the worst of the Dagestanis, which means he's still really fucking good.
Right. Yeah, I've heard people been saying that all week. He's the worst one, and he hasn't shown his potential in the UFC.
Yeah.
I'm confident in it. I'm confident in Tagir. I think he's a good parlay piece.
All right. We will find out soon enough. Moving on, we got Brian Boom Kelleher. Huge dog here, plus 475 going up against Umar Nurmagomedov, minus 650. And Umar is 9,600 on DraftKings. Kelleher 6,600. This one I'm a little more confident in Umar than Tagir.
Oh, yeah. Umar is another good parlay piece. Unlike Khabib, he's a little bit more of a striker. If you hear Javier Mendez talk about this kid, he talks about his kicks being unbelievable. And that he's more of a striker than a wrestler. And then he came into the UFC and he got 5 takedowns. I think what Javier is trying to say is that he has the skills, but he's still trained under Khabib and all those guys, and they're wrestle first, you know?
Yeah, he's a Dagestani striker.
Right, so...
he only gets 10 takedowns a fight.
Right, exactly.
Fucking bitch-ass striker.
And Brian Kelleher, just like Tim Elliott, struggles when he does not have a wrestling edge. He's not going to have a wrestling edge, so...
No way.
Yeah.
All right.
It's actually, I found a lot of similarities between those two fights, researching them.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that as well. I think Tim Elliott and Kelleher are both going to be fan favorites, and they're probably both going to lose.
Yeah, right.
All right, moving on to the main prelims. Starting off with Marina Marros at plus 160 going up against Maria Agapova. Agapova's been kind of up and down as of late. She came in, she's a really hot prospect. And then kind of had a letdown in her last fight before, so second to last fight. And then seemed to have right the ship. So we'll see what we're getting this weekend.
Yeah, so this is actually a bad blood fight, if you didn't know.
Yes, I did. I know they got some beef.
They have some beef, and it cost us last Maria Agapova fight. It cost us because we bought in. We decided, people were saying she was a drug addict and that she was harassing people and she was basically crazy. Maybe she is. It did not affect her in the fight. She was a killer.
Yes.
So, and then looking back, I was like, yeah, she did get beat by Shayna Dobson and finished. She beat the crap out of Shayna Dobson in the first round.
Yeah.
Basically just spent her whole gas tank trying to get that finish. It didn't work out. And then she got finished herself. That could happen here against Marros because there is bad blood, and I'm sure she wants to finish her.
She might bring a knife in her shorts or something.
Right, but I'm all over Agapova. She's a monster.
She is a monster, and I think this is a really good buy low spot on her.
Yes,
because she's.
I know it's funny. I was looking at through Agapova's Instagram to try to see if some of this drug addict rumors are true. Well, what I found was she posted a training picture with violent Bob Ross, who was just arrested not too long ago.
Yeah.
So it didn't help her case, but she was on Instagram defending Bob Ross, telling all the haters to fuck off, basically. But she might be crazy as shit outside the octagon. In the octagon, love her.
Killer. Stone cold killer, both in and out of the octagon.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Moving on up the card. This is another really good one on
close
here.
One.
Very close. Nikolai Negr... Oh, fuck. What's his last name?
Negramano?
Yeah.
Nikolai.
Nikolai. Going up against Nikolai versus Kennedy.
Yeah.
Kennedy and Chukwe. This is the definition of a coin flip. I kind of am leaning Nikolai here. What are you thinking?
I've been back and forth on this myself, so I can be swayed either way. Kennedy relies a lot on his chin, and it did not work out for him against Da Un Jung, and he ate that vicious elbow and was knocked out cold.
Yeah.
That was only 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Nikolai, on the other hand, I didn't think much of him, and he proved us wrong in his last fight. Who did he knock out? Ike Villanueva?
Yes.
Kennedy is athletic, but in like a weird way. Like he's got athletic skills, but he likes to rely on his chin. He's tough as hell.
He's tough, and he's really fucking tall. He's 6'5", 205, and plus he's got the fro, which makes him about 7.5 feet tall.
And he's got cardio.
Yeah, he does.
If Nikolai doesn't get out of the first round, I think the fight starts to go Kennedy's way. I think this fight is a pass.
Yeah, I think I'm with you here.
Yeah.
On DraftKings, let me see here. It's also very even. Kennedy is slightly more favored here at 8,400, and Nikolai is 78, but it's still. It's essentially a coin flip here. All right, next fight is a really good women's MMA fight in Marina Rodriguez going up against Yan Xiaonan. Let's see. Marina is minus 270, and Yan is a pretty big dog at plus 220 on DraftKings. Marina 93, Yan 69.
I think it's hard to bet against Marina after watching her in her last fight.
Yes.
Looked
100%.
excellent against Mackenzie Dern. So good.
This, I don't know how this fight is in the prelims over Sergey Spivak and Greg Hardy.
Well, I actually think the Marina, this fight is higher up.
Really? They moved it up?
I think they moved it up.
That's good.
Yeah.
Because she's too good to be on the prelims, I think.
Yeah, she is. It's a great fight. Marina, after that Mackenzie Dern fight, I'm almost shocked she didn't get a title fight. Because I think they were wanting to give one to Mackenzie Dern. Jan is tough as hell, and she's pretty big. But Marina's too clean. I think she beats her up. Jan's hittable.
Yeah.
Marina beats her up.
She's very hittable, and she's going to get pieced up.
Oh, yeah.
All right, moving on up the card. Featured prelim here. Jalen Turner going up against Jamie Malarkey. Jalen Turner minus 165. That is the trap line there, 165. Going up against Jamie Malarkey is plus 140. And on DraftKings, it is a coin flip here. 8,200 for Turner, 8K for Malarkey. What do you think here, Kyle? Go ahead.
Yet another fight I'm on the fence about. Been back and forth all week.
Yeah.
But the more tape I watch on this one, the more I do lean Jalen Turner. He's going to be the bigger man by a lot. And he's got some power. The way he's been talking, I've been trying to look up some interviews with him. The way he's talking is he wants to make a title run. Jamie Malarkey is good, but he's another one he relies on his heart a lot. He's gotten past 2 big power punchers in his last 2 fights. I don't know if he can make it past 3.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, those shots are cumulative.
Yeah,
sure.
and Jalen Turner, he's no slouch on the ground either, so he's hard to beat. I think Jamie Malarkey's good. I just think Jalen Turner might be a little bit better.
Yeah, I could see this one going to split decision for Turner myself.
Yeah.
For sure. All right, moving on. A not very good heavyweight fight in Sergey Spivak going up against Greg Hardy. Spivak is a pretty sizable favorite at minus 210. Greg Hardy sitting at plus 175. On DraftKings, it's a little bit closer. Spivak is 8,700. Greg Hardy 7,500. I don't like this matchup at all.
I think this is the easiest fight on the card to break down, possibly.
Yeah.
Greg Hardy can knock you out. He almost knocked Tai Tuivasa out.
Yep.
Spivak likes to grapple.
Yep.
If he could get Greg Hardy down, Greg Hardy has a terrible gas tank and likes to quit in fights.
He does love the quit.
Yeah, so...
He loves the eject option.
The best bet is fight does not go decision. I'm taking Sergey Spivak inside the distance.
Yeah, love that.
Because Greg
all
Hardy
you got to do is land one takedown.
Yeah.
And get knocked out in the process.
And I think it's over.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
He just taps from.
But you are right. Don't get knocked out doing it because Greg Hardy can finish. He can knock you out.
He can definitely knock you out. He can definitely knock out Sergey Spivak. All right. I do like Spivak on DraftKings, though, at 8,700. But moving on up, I feel like this has got to be another pretty easy one. Kevin Holland, minus 330, going up against Cowboy Oliveira, plus 260. And on DraftKings, Kevin Holland, 9,100. Alex Oliveira is 71. I think this is not even close.
Yeah.
The line is about right.
Kevin Holland's debut fight at 170. They obviously want to showcase him. They want to get him a name, and so they gave him Alex Oliveira. It's an easy one to pick. I like Kevin Holland. I am not willing to lock in Kevin Holland as a parlay piece or a lock of the night, whatever you want to call it, until I see him defend a takedown against a professional MMA fighter. He could defend those takedowns all he wants against these guys that talk shit on the internet. I do love that series that he's been doing, him just beating up Joe Blow. But I can't bet him until I see him defend a takedown. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
I do think he wins, and I think he wins by knockout.
100%. Alex Oliveira is very knockoutable.
Yeah, and he probably wins round 1 too. That might be the bet to make.
Yeah. All right. This is yet another very good fight on the card. Coming up next, Edson Barboza, a dog at plus 130 going up against Bryce Mitchell. DraftKings is looking pretty close here. Bryce Mitchell 8,300, Barboza 79. What do you think here?
It's a close fight, but I'm gonna pump the Substack here for a minute. I have a great bet on this fight that I love, but to hear it, you got to sign up for our Substack.
All right, there you
got
go.
to get the newsletter. I have a bet on this fight that I love.
All right. Full disclosure, I think I'm taking Barboza on DraftKings. But
like that.
Yes, great Substack pump piece here. Moving on. We got Rafael Dos Anjos going up against a late replacement in Renato Moicano. So this is a little bit closer than I would have thought, just because of how short notice this is. RDA is only minus 165. And then DraftKings, we're looking at 73 for RDA and 72 for Moicano.
Yeah, I like RDA.
Yeah.
Especially since it's such short notice. Moicano was in Brazil. He actually just flew back to Brazil 2 days ago. Heard about this opening, put his name in, got it, and instantly got back on a flight back to Las Vegas, which I think his total travel time is over 36 hours. Because he had the closest flight had like a layover. It's a whole mess of him getting back here. But RDA, hearing him say that he thinks he has another title run in him, I love hearing that. He's going back to 155 where he belongs. Don't need to see him fight.
Way too small for 170.
He fought the top of 170 and he didn't get finished by Usman or Colby Covington. The guy's a legend, good everywhere. And Moicano relies on his wrestling, even though he's such a good striker. Moicano likes to wrestle, he likes to go for subs, and he's not going to be able to out-wrestle RDA.
No. And that stash is absolutely killer for RDA.
Awesome stash.
All right, that brings us to the main event in Colby Covington versus Jorge Masvidal. Covington is minus 310, Masvidal plus 250, and on DraftKings, Colby is 94. Masvidal is only 6,800.
Yeah, we got some bad blood again.
Love the bad blood.
Another easy fight to break down, though. Colby Covington is going to go for those takedowns.
Yep.
He chain wrestles. He takes you down. He beats you up. And he's learned to strike. On the feet, he throws volume.
Yep.
He just never stops. Jorge Masvidal...
He doesn't get tired either.
Does not get tired. And if you watch Embedded, not Embedded, but the Countdown show, Masvidal, when they were friends, was like, you have the best cardio in the sport. And I think it's true.
I think probably true.
Yeah. Who are you leaning here, Scott?
I'm leaning Covington, but I think I'm not going to bet on it because I don't like him at minus 310. I do think he wins, though.
I think he wins, too. I am going to use Colby as a parlay piece, I think.
Yeah.
People like the hype. Masvidal is like a McGregor type. I'm not saying...
Yeah, I was never like super high on Masvidal. I think his talking is better than his fighting.
Oh yeah, he talks.
So he gets big fights. Yeah,
talks a great game. He'd make you think he's the best in the world. Where if you look at his strength of schedule, his wins, even his recent wins, aren't that good. And he's lost to the likes of Stephen Thompson, who's excellent, Damian Maia, who was excellent, but he lost to these guys. Colby Covington hasn't lost to anybody but Kamaru Usman.
Yes.
And they were his closest fights.
Yeah.
So I'm going Colby here. I think you can sprinkle in a late finish like rounds 3, 4, and 5, just because of that cardio edge.
Yeah, and he's going to pull farther and farther away as the fight progresses into those 4th and 5th rounds.
Not to mention, Masvidal got knocked out for the first time ever against Usman in his last fight. So who knows if his chin is finally cracking after he's been, backyard brawler back in the Kimbo Slice days. So is that chin cracked? Could you imagine how mad Jorge Masvidal would be if he gets knocked out by Colby Covington?
Oh my God. You'd have to jump off a bridge.
He'd be so upset.
Yeah.
And Colby just talking all that shit.
Oh my God. Partying in Mar-a-Lago.
Two Republicans.
This is the MAGA fucking glory fight.
Yeah, it is. Who's Trump rooting for?
I think both. I think he wins. I think Trump is the real winner.
Trump's the real winner. Here.
They're both going to have MAGA hats on coming out. Colby definitely is.
Yeah. I did see Masvidal said in an interview, Trump's rooting for him.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Were you able to make a DraftKings lineup?
I did.
Okay.
Let me pull that up real quick. Did you make one?
Yes, I got one too. All right. Starting off with Umar Nurmagomedov, the most expensive guy on the card here, 9,600. We then drop down to Maria Agapova. I think she gets a win here. Then we got Sergey Spivak, 8,700. Again, as long as he doesn't get knocked down, he's going to win. Then we got Edson Barbosa, 79. Taking advantage of the late replacement here for RDA, I got him in here at 7,300, and then I had exactly 7,700 left, and I went with Ludovic Klein. That's probably my least confident pick, but it is a pick, and we're gonna rock with the. Is he Serbian or Croatian?
I'm not sure.
Their flags are fairly similar. It might be Croatian.
But yeah, I have a similar lineup. I started with Colby. I think Colby scores massively. If you look at he scores massively in all his fights. I also have RDA. I have Ludovic Klein as well. And then I think he's going to go low owned, so I have Kennedy, Nizwicki, Sergey Spivak, because I think he scores, and Jalen Turner.
I like the Jalen Turner pick. Forgot about him.
He's another one that tends to score big in his DraftKings wins.
Yeah.
It's a big week.
Yeah, it's a big week.
Sign up for the Discord. Sign up for our Substack. $39.99 a month for our full betting card. You get our full betting card. You get our tape study notes for every fight. You get our full betting card for PFL, Bellator. You also get entered into our parlay club. We do have the parlay club. We should go over that quick before we hop off. Yeah, so the parlay club, you're automatically entered if you are part of our paid newsletter. And we pick a long shot parlay, and you can vote on what parlay we pick in the Discord. And if it hits, everyone who's paid subscriber gets paid out. We place it. You don't have to give me any money. We place the bet, and you get paid out. We're also running tons of contests. We're going to have a huge parlay up for grabs this week. There's also opportunities if you are a paid member. There are opportunities to earn lifetime memberships, and it's not that hard to do. So yeah, there's a lot going on, and it's worth it. Definitely worth it. Hop in there, guys. We'll see you next time. Take it easy, bud. All right, see you.